another video, I had somebody asking me about the stand for the fish tank. I got the other one put together here in the greenhouse, and here it is. Good, bad, the ugly. I did buy this, polytanks.com. Good prices. Everything was great. Customer service, it's really, really horrible. Really, really, really bad. It took 2 weeks to get a direct quote from them. They kept on saying, well, we'll get you a quote after you order it. I don't want a quote after I order it. I want a quote now. So they finally got me one. Well, when I got it, I received it. I can explain it as I go. It'll be easier. This round metal here, you can see they bolt together. You can see here's a joint, there's a joint, there's a joint. When I got them, it would not make a full circle. Well, found out they put these on the bottom of the pallet with all the metal on top, and they flattened. No matter what I did, I could not bend those, because that's pretty substantial. You can see the thickness of that. You know, that's over 1/4 inch. I think it's 5/8. Or no, I'm sorry. It's between 3/8. I think it's a 3/8 or half, not quite ½ inch, but it's right around 3/8. Could not bend it no matter what I did. I even tried my tractor bucket, putting it on front, pushing it down. I could not bend it, so I contacted them. Well, I sent an email, didn't get a response back. I called the salesperson, and he says, yeah, you got to talk to the people in the warehouse. I said, okay, let me talk to them. He says, well, here's their number. And I said, can't you get them for me or have them contact me? He says, no, if you wait for me, it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks till they get back with you. And I says, I have to call them? You know what I mean? So that was pretty bad. Well, then the number he gave me was a cell phone. When I told the guy in the back what we were doing, he says, why'd you call this number? I'm like, well, I was told to call this number. Well, this is my private cell number. You shouldn't be called. Like, I had nothing to do with this number. I was told to call this to get any help. So they shipped some out for me. So I got them. Everything was there. And then they shorted me a couple of the legs on the initial order and everything like that. But everything was squared away. I got it together. Good price, good product. Customer service is horrible. I'm going to be straight honest. If I order again, I'm going to somebody else just because the customer service was that bad. I hate to say it, but basically here it is. What it is you got the 6 plates. Remember, this is a canonical bottom tank, and it has a little flat there, and then my standpipe will be in the middle. Okay, and so basically then you got your 6 legs, and you got your 3 interior legs, you know, and the metal in the middle. And a couple things about the stand, I wasn't quite too happy, but you get it to work. In the stand there, to get that on, the metal has to be bent a little bit, and they come straight. So you kind of have to force it in there a little bit. It's not hard, but it wasn't the easiest. And you could do it by yourself, this whole thing. I did. It's not easiest. I had to have some stand, because you have to build it upside down. I had to have some boxes and some stuff to help me hold the stuff in place while I did some stuff. And one other thing I didn't quite like is, if you look in here, maybe you can see, yeah, this one. See this little strap here? That's actually where the bolt screws into. They got a little threaded hole. See if I can see that there, that it goes into. You can see there where the bolt's coming out. It was there, it's done, but it's almost impossible to get both in there because they're not quite lined up on any of them. This whole stand would take me by myself 1 hour put together. Just those 2 bolts in each of those added on 4 hours to do everything. So that adds on about 3 hours. So that was a bad design. I know they did that because it's hard to get a bolt in there, but I honestly would rather have these not there and hold a bolt in with a long, you know, pair of pliers or something, needle nose, because it's almost impossible to get those in for that. So that was a bad design. They have the little ones there. Those aren't as bad. Those went in pretty easy. You can see the ones right there. Those went in real easy. So I don't know what the difference between those and this was, but there was a huge difference. Maybe the design, maybe when they made mine, something weird was happening at that time. That could be. But other than that, I'm very happy with it. So other than that bolt and the customer service, great stand. Really like it. So, and you can see how the middle's not quite on the ground. That's because there's no weight. When you add weight, that'll go down. So, you know, it'll go down. So I'm really excited about these tanks. They're gonna go right here where the lemon and the lime tree are. Those will come out. My only thing I'm waiting on is, you can see the tank out there is on the other stand, is get them in the tank to get in this door. Door 6 inches too small. Yep, I had a feeling it was gonna be, but I was hoping, but there's no way. So waiting on, I got a friend that's gonna help me, but it has to be on a Saturday, on his day off. Has to be a warmer day and no rain, and there hasn't been any lately. So we're gonna take the door off, get the stuff in, put the door back on. So that'll be about 3-4 hour job. That won't be that bad without destroying anything. So, but that's it, that's what we're waiting on. As soon as I get those in, the tanks will be there, and I can get rid of these two, because everything's gonna be run off of that sump and that Magnaforce, Jacuzzi Magnaforce pump there. So I'm really excited about that. So that's it. I thought I had some questions about my tank stand and what it is and everything. You can make this yourself if you're a welder. I am not. I can weld, but I'm a horrible welder. It looks ferocious, really bad. So that's why I bought this, because the stands actually cost a lot more than the tanks. So that's it. If you get the flat bottoms, you can just set them down. But you know, the canonical bottoms, your sediments, you're going to have better water clarity and everything. So that's why I did this. So that's it. I hope you guys like this video on the stands.